Those who stand for nothing fall for everything. I never expect a perfect work from an imperfect man. The Constitution shall never be construed to prevent the people of the United States who are peaceable citizens from keeping their own arms. A well-adjusted person is one who makes the same mistake twice without getting nervous. Give all the power to the many, they will oppress the few. Give all the power to the few, they will oppress the many. The art of reading is to skip judiciously. There are seasons in every country when noise and impudence pass current for worth, and in popular commotions especially, the clamors of interested and factious men are often mistaken for patriotism. A nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master, and deserves one. A strong body makes the mind strong. I advise the gun. While this gives moderate exercise to the body, it gives boldness, enterprise, and independence to the mind. Men are reasoning rather than reasonable animals. Let us recollect that peace or war will not always be left to our option, that however moderate or unambitious we may be, we cannot count upon the moderation, or hope to extinguish the ambition of others. A powerful, victorious ally is yet another name for master. Why has government been instituted at all? Because the passions of man will not conform to the dictates of reason and justice without constraint. Vigor of government is essential to the security of liberty. The best we can hope for concerning the people at large is that they be properly armed. If we must have an enemy at the head of government, let it be one whom we can oppose, and for whom we are not responsible. To all general purposes we have uniformly been one people, each individual citizen everywhere enjoying the same national rights, privileges, and protection. The inquiry constantly is what will please, not what will benefit the people. In such a government there can be nothing but temporary. Foreign influence is truly the Grecian horse to a republic. We cannot be too careful to exclude its influence. Men often oppose a thing merely because they have had no agency in planning it, or because it may have been planned by those whom they dislike. It's not tyranny we desire, it's a just, limited, federal government. The loss of liberty to a generous mind is worse than death. The best we can hope for concerning the people at large is that they be properly armed. Remember, civil and religious liberty always go together. If the foundation of the one be sapped, the other will fall, of course. We are now forming a republican government. Real liberty is never found in despotism or the extremes of democracy, but in moderate governments. Great ambition, unchecked by principle, or the love of glory, is an unruly tyrant. Americans, rouse, be unanimous, be virtuous, be firm, exert your courage, trust in heaven, and nobly defy the enemies both of God and man. A well-adjusted person is one who makes the same mistake twice without getting nervous. The natural cure for an ill administration, in a popular or representative constitution, is a change of men. Why has government been instituted at all? Because the passions of man will not conform to the dictates of reason and justice without constraint. There is a certain enthusiasm in liberty, that makes human nature rise above itself, in acts of bravery and heroism. A fondness for power is implanted in most men, and it is natural to abuse it when acquired. The best we can hope for concerning the people at large is that they be properly armed. Of those men who have overturned the liberties of republics, the greatest number have begun their career by paying an obsequious court to the people, commencing demagogues and ending tyrants. Why has government been instituted at all? Because the passions of man will not conform to the dictates of reason and justice without constraint. Now, mark my words. So long as we are a young and virtuous people, this instrument will bind us together in mutual interests, mutual welfare, and mutual happiness. But when we become old and corrupt, it will bind no longer. Here, sir, the people govern, here they act by their immediate representatives. I have thought it my duty to exhibit things as they are, not as they ought to be. All communities divide themselves into the few and the many. The first are the rich and well-born, the other the mass of the people. For in politics, as in religion, it is equally absurd to aim at making proselytes by fire and sword. Heresies in either can rarely be cured by persecution. Divide et impera must be the motto of every nation that either hates or fears us. Experience is the oracle of truth, and where its responses are unequivocal, they ought to be conclusive and sacred. A national debt, if it is not excessive, will be to us a national blessing. But this is a thing more ardently to be wished than seriously to be expected. Nature of war to increase the executive at the expense of the legislative authority. A dangerous ambition more often lurks behind the specious mask of zeal for the rights of the people, than under the forbidding appearance of zeal for the firmness and efficiency of government. An enlightened zeal for the energy and efficiency of government will be stigmatized, as the offspring of a temper fond of despotic power, and hostile to the principles of liberty. When a government betrays the people by amassing too much power and becoming tyrannical, the people have no choice but to exercise their original right of self-defense, to fight the government. Give all the power to the many, they will oppress the few. Give all the power to the few, they will oppress the many. People sometimes attribute my success to my genius. All the genius I know anything about is hard work. One great error is that we suppose mankind more honest than they are. A sacred respect for the constitutional law is the vital principle, the sustaining energy of a free government. There is a certain enthusiasm in liberty that makes human nature rise above itself, in acts of bravery and heroism. A nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master, and deserves one.